I was a messed up 6-year-old. Hey guys, it's Mars and I'm back with a brand new video, and I'm outside because it's really nice and I'm so excited for this week's video. It's going to be a funny stories, like childhood stories, and my friend actually recommended this, so I'm so excited to do it. Let's get right into it. So first off, I want to say that I was a little butt when I was like 6 years old and like before that, because I just was, and I was like the worst child in the world. So shout out to my parents for like actually loving me. The first story is like one of my favorite stories to tell because it's so like messed up. I was like, this was at my old house. I was around 6 years old when this happened. And so what happened was I had a friend over, right? And we were coloring, and she takes my favorite pencil, and let me just explain this pencil. Like if you drew a line, it would make a rainbow because it was like all the colors. It was the best thing in the world. And so she takes this colored pencil. I'm like, no, I want to use that right now. And she's like, no, I want to use it. And then I just proceed to grab her ponytail and yank it, because like that's what you do as a 6-year-old. And then she goes to the phone and she's like crying. There's people. She goes to the phone and she's like on her phone with her dad and she's crying, and then she tells him to pick her up, pick her up from my house. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Like I was being really rude to her, and I'm sorry if you're watching this. I think you know who you are, and if you don't, then sorry. Yeah. So I actually have a lot of fun stories from growing up because I do have 5 older brothers. All of these stories have my brothers in them because they're honestly like the craziest, most loving people in the world. Okay, so one time we had our guy cousins come over and we went to our garage and we like made it so our garage is like, it's like sleek kind of, if that makes sense. And so we put a ton of like dish soap detergent all over it, and we played dodgeball, and it was like slippery and everyone was falling. It was like it's like one of my favorite memories from when I was younger. It was so much fun. Another memory that I have, this was when I was like really young. I was probably like 3 or 4. Once again, my guy cousins came over and we took like this huge blanket, and I got on it and I was like pretending to be like Jasmine. I think that's the princess from Aladdin. And so I'm like, oh no, go faster. And so they grab like the sides of the blanket and they're like running around my house. And then we go into my parents' room, and like on the corner of the bed they hit it really hard and my collarbone broke. I can't really remember which one, but it was like super scary, and I can't really remember anything. And then I just went to the hospital, and yeah. Oh, there's a fly. There's a fly. I don't. So for this next story, I wasn't actually there, but like it's my brother's. Oh, there's a fly. My brothers always tell this story. So at our old house, we had like this huge backyard, and what my oldest brother did, he's 26 now, he dug this huge hole in the backyard, and he got my brothers and my brother's friends to lay in the hole, and then with his like little like motorcycle, he would make a ramp right before the hole started, and then he'd go super fast and he'd go like onto the ramp, and then he'd jump all of the guys. And so yeah, he didn't like hurt anyone or nobody died, but like it's still terrifying. And so the next one is awesome. So we there was like this huge corridor at our old house, and we had these like plastic cars kind of thing, and then I had this huge plastic dollhouse. So at the end of the corridor we would place the plastic dollhouse, and then I'd get into one of the cars and they'd push me super fast, and then I'd slam into the dollhouse and then I'd fall, and it was really fun. And like I never got hurt, but it was just really funny, and looking back it's like awesome. I don't really remember this happening, but my mom tells me this all the time. When I was like 3 or 4, I would take all of her like job materials and I hide them places, and they never found them to this day. They have no idea where they are. And yeah, it's really funny when she told me those stories. I really became a trouble kid when I went into 1st grade. In 1st grade, first of all, I was obsessed with this one guy. I'm not even gonna say his name, but if he like watches this video, I'm gonna laugh so hard. I feel like there's someone. So I was like legitimately obsessed with him, and so one day I decided to get onto my table in 1st grade, and I started singing him a song, and it was really funny, and I really hope he's watching this video. If you are, hi. If you remember me, do you? I don't know, but yeah, it's like one of my favorite stories. This next one is from 2nd grade, and in 2nd grade is when I had like my first like boy-girl party, and it was on Friday the 13th, and just somehow basically everyone got lost, no joke. Like, I have so many more stories, and I'm just gonna say, like, I'm just gonna leave it at I was an insane child. And thank you all so much for watching. It means so much to me. And subscribe because there's a new video every single Sunday, and I will see you all next week. Next week's video is also very exciting, so bye. But I don't think that I mind falling. Would anyone know? Crikey.